But oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
Welcome back to Onto the Ball. I'm joined by a very special guest, Josh from True Gooner. He's agreed to come on and give his expert opinion on Arsenal versus Manchester United on Sunday. We're just waiting for Travis, who is having some technical difficulties, but he's reassured us he's joining us soon. So these two can go head to head on their opinions of what will happen on Sunday. Josh, how are you doing, mate? And congratulations on 5.2k subscribers. Did I see last?
Yeah, cheers, man. No, I'm very well. I appreciate the invite on the channel as always, Scott. Yeah, I'm very well. Obviously, watched the Champions League draw today, buzzing with Arsenal's group. We avoided Bayern, so yeah, I'm really happy about that. And yeah, 5.2k now, you know, so almost at 6k.
Taking over, mate. You're taking over.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, who did you get in the group again?
We got Sevilla, PSV, and RC Lens from France.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's like Europa League group, man. It's Europa League all over again, I'm telling you.
That's a bye straight through to the second round. I'll see if Trav's on his way. Let's jump in the comments. Hopefully Trav's going to be here in a minute and then he can tell us about their group. But they've got
Bayern.
Copenhagen, Bayern,
yeah,
Copenhagen, and who was the fourth one?
I think it was Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. Easy as you like. Luca's in the chat. Hi, Luca. How you doing, mate? Cheers for joining. You okay? Yeah, I'm really good, mate. And I'm sure Josh is really good as well after that easy Champions League draw. Jammy. Tom's in. Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Cheers for joining, mate. Saliba, AFC, big up True Gooner. Josh's boys are all in the chat. Really appreciate this, lads. Arsenal to win 2-1. We're going to get right into that. I just subbed. Nice one. Cheers, Saliba. Really appreciate that, mate. Every sub helps on our journey to get somewhere near Josh's kind of figures. So all we can do is keep going.
Yes, man.
Daniel, hey up. How you doing, Daniel? You okay, mate? Cheers for joining again. Top man. Hey up. Dan Day is in of Two Blues. Gravenberch. Here we go. Has that just been confirmed? Ornstein on Twitter, I think I've seen. £34.2 million plus add-ons. Liverpool have got someone else through the door. I'm not sure he was the player we all wanted with the Caicedo 110 million, but beggars can't be choosers with 24 hours of the transfer window left, Josh. We just haven't got Stan Kroenke's billions to be throwing around. So I'll take it. Ryan Gravenberch. I'm sure we'll get onto that maybe Friday or Saturday, or we might even be doing a transfer window poddy tomorrow, deadline day, transfer window poddy, if Trav's available. Jordan's in. How you doing, Jordan? Cheers for joining, bud. Yes, I'm buzzing. Ryan Gravenberch. Here we go. Let's go. Who's worse, Havertz or Mount? Yes, Scott Fabrizio has here we go it, right? It looks like it's a done deal then. I don't know if any of you follow Indy Kayla News on Twitter. I'm sure he's a bit of a parody account, but he always pretends he gets the big scoops, and he was tracking a plane from Germany into Blackpool today, and everyone was like taking the piss, saying that he's got no sources. But it looks on this, unless someone's got a picture of Gravenberch arriving at any other airport than Blackpool, it looks like Indy Kayla was bang on. But yeah, Josh, this Champions League group, let's give it a minute and see if Trav joins, but you must be delighted with that.
I'm buzzing, mate. Honestly, I'm buzzing. I mean, considering that we put in pot two, considering some of the teams we got, we could have faced, you know, Bayern was the one I feared the most. Not only Harry Kane going there, he always scores against us, but the history of Bayern, we got battered 5-1 3 times in a row against them. So I definitely didn't want them. You know, you had Barcelona in there, Napoli, obviously, who else was there? PSG as well. So I'm buzzing. I mean, Sevilla, they're having a nightmare in La Liga. I think the relegation battle, you know, they've got financial difficulties. So to get them is really, really good. And also PSV, we played them last season. They battered us 2-0 away from home. But they lost all their good players. Like Gakpo's gone to, of course, you lot. Xavi Simons is, I think, Leipzig now. So they lost all their good players. They're still a decent side. And it's still a tough group. Don't get on, man. Like Champions League is still a tough group. This ain't no Mickey Mouse competition. It's going to be tough. And obviously the other team we got Lens as well. I think they finished 1 point behind PSG last season, so it's going to be tough, man. But considering the other group, I mean, look at Newcastle. They are. If I'm a Newcastle fan, if I were a Newcastle fan, I would be. I don't know what. I mean, in the Carabao Cup, I think they drew Man City. Like their luck with draws is unbelievable, in it. So yeah, they got definitely the group of death. Dortmund,
Group of
AC
death,
Milan,
isn't it? So was it? Yeah,
PSG,
Dortmund, AC Milan, and
PSG.
PSG.
Yeah, mad, absolute
Jesus,
mad.
because I suppose Newcastle were the 4th seeded. Were they in pot 4?
Yeah, pot 4. Yeah,
they got no European heritage, no European pedigree, so they're starting right down the bottom. God knows where Trav is. Let's just get straight into it because I want to grill you about Arsenal anyway, even before we get on to Man United in Sunday's game. Arteta, let me know your summary of him so far. And after Saturday's game, right, let me just see if I get this right. Obviously, he's got Ramsdale in goal. He's bought another keeper to put the pressure on him. And it looks to me like Ramsdale's arse has fallen out. That was a howler, the first Fulham goal on Saturday, no matter what way you spin it. He had a right back or a centre back in Kivior at left back. He had last season's arguably best right back in Ben White at centre back. He had last season's arguably best CDM, Thomas Partey, playing right back. He had Chelsea's former striker, Kai Havertz, playing in number 8 in CM. He had Brighton's, I've done my research, Brighton's attacking mid number 10, Leandro, is it? Or Leonardo? Leandro Trossard.
Leandro Trossard.
A striker with Eddie Nketiah on the bench, which Eddie Nketiah keeps getting his chances and he never, ever lets you down. Is Mikel, Claudio Ranieri, Tinkerman, Arteta ballsing it all up for you? Where do you stand on this? What is he doing?
Bro, it is baffling. It is. And the prime reason is forcing Havertz into the team. Yeah, that is the only reason. Man splashed 65 mil. That alone, embarrassing. Yeah. Why would we go and get Havertz? I've seen this guy 3 years in the Prem, Scott, to suggest that he's not good enough. We all seen it at Chelsea. To splash 65 million on Kai Havertz, right, to play him in a defensive midfield role where Xhaka played last season. He's making us miss Xhaka at the moment, Like, it's all to do with forcing Havertz in because playing Partey right back is what? How are you taking Ben White, who, as you rightly said, was one of the best right backs last season, and putting him back to centre back? He's also dropped Gabriel out of nowhere.
Where's Gabriel? What's going on?
Gabriel, 3 games
in a row. Saudi links.
Yeah, no. But Arteta said in the press conference he's staying. So it's like, all right, mate, why are you not playing him then? He's done nothing. He's not injured. He's been on the bench. He came off the bench and he wore the captain's armband against Palace a few weeks ago. And that partnership that Saliba and Gabriel had was superb last season. But no. Bro, listen, I swear Arteta is trying to be like Pep Guardiola, He's trying to be like Pep Guardiola and he needs to keep it basic. Stick to what happened last season. We was in the title race for a good reason, We had a very good back four. Zinchenko left back, Gabriel Saliba had a great partnership. Ben White was superb right back, You had Partey and Xhaka in the midfield. You had Odegaard, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli,
Martinelli,
What is all this tinkering? If he wants to do tinkering, do it in pre-season. When it doesn't matter. When it comes to the actual competitive side of football, in the Premier League, you can't be doing that. And we've rode our luck these first 3 games. I'll be honest, right? Against Nottingham Forest, that first 20 minutes, we were slow. We were sloppy. Brennan Johnson put that chance away, which you skied it. It would have been a different game, And then we conceded to Forest, and we was hanging on at the Emirates to Nottingham Forest, who were relegation candidates probably this season and last season, right? And we ended up scraping that 2-1 win against Palace. It was a little bit of an improvement. Again, we was hanging on 1-0 win. We take it and move on. And then obviously the Fulham game, unbelievable. We have this tendency, we're the first team in Premier League history to concede 3 goals in the first minute, in 3 games in like a single calendar year. Embarrassing. What is so slow? And as you said, no matter what way you look at it from the goal, Saka with a really poor pass but where's our right back? Oh yeah, he's in centre back. Like, come on, and you got Party in there who is trying to play this inverted. Arteta loves his inverted stuff, all these buzzwords, let's invert and all that stuff. Party trying to invert. You got on the other side, you got Kiwa who tries to invert. Like, our wins just get exposed all the time now. We're playing this system. It's a weird system. He's trying to copy Pep. He's trying to force Havertz in, and it needs to stop, especially against Man United. I know we're going to, of course, get into the game, but Rashford against Partey is going to be a nightmare, right? Partey is world class. I've said it on my streams many times. He's, in my opinion, Arsenal's most important player that we have in our squad. Yeah, but playing midfield, where he actually, that's his actual position.
And he will now, won't he? Surely he's going to have learnt a lesson after Saturday, underestimating Fulham. Partey's going to be straight back into CDM, back to basics, and Kai Havertz is going to find himself benched.
Hopefully that all the fans can see it. Yeah, listen, I asked every Arsenal fan what's the best 11. Yeah, and we all say the same thing. As I said before, Ramsdale, Ben White right back, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko, Partey. Now Declan Rice, of course. We all thought Declan Rice can come in. We're just going to see them two together. We haven't seen them together at all yet. Why? Odegaard in front of them, Saka, Jesus, Nketiah, and then Martinelli or Trossard. Us as fans can see it, so why can't this manager see it? Why is his manager? Because he's forcing Havertz in. Because he pays 65 million and he wants it to work out. It's just.
What was he thinking? I'm going to try and jump into the comments in a minute because I'm sure Dan's going to have something to say. But what did he think he was buying with Kai Havertz?
Absolute baffling, yeah.
Because it's like straight away everyone thought he's going to buy him and try to do a little bit what Jurgen Klopp did with Gini Wijnaldum. He was like an attacking midfielder, a forward at Newcastle. And when we bought him, all the Liverpool fans were like, where's he playing for us? What have we bought here? Jurgen Klopp proved us all wrong, and he was one of the best number 8s, box-to-box midfielder we've ever had, and we've never replaced him. It seems like Arteta's trying to do that with Kai Havertz. And I know it's only 3 games in, but and I don't care if he costs 65 million, it's going wrong.
100%, bro. And he's got to understand and be bold. You spend that money on him, now drop him. Yeah, drop him for a few games. I'm not digging him out too much because, as you said, it's early days. Yeah, 3 games in, who knows? But he played really well, and it's where I will give credit. Yeah, to Havertz. He played super. You remember that? Did you watch Community Shield by any chance when we beat Man City?
Yeah.
He's a false 9, and he played superb. And I know he missed this issue with Havertz. He's end product. Yeah, but he missed 2 big chances, but I thought playing as false 9 suited him because he was hold up play was superb. He's winning the first and second balls as well. Using his height to his advantage as well, because that's what we got told when we signed him. Oh, he's really tall, so he was using that to his advantage, and I thought it worked really well. I thought he had an excellent game. But then Arteta continuously plays Havertz in Xhaka's position last season, and he makes us miss Granit Xhaka. It's just not working, Arteta.
And that's saying something.
As facts. It is facts.
To be fair, Granit Xhaka was fantastic last season, wasn't he? I feel bad saying that. He was really good. He was a key component to that side. Where's Jorginho? Is he fit? And more to the point, why did Zinchenko not start at left back if he's fit enough to be on the bench?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many questions, man. It's so many questions. Like with Jorginho, it's another one that we got from Chelsea. And at first, I was like, oh, here we go again. Another Chelsea reject. Well, he's not really a reject because he's won many trophies, but another Chelsea player coming to Arsenal who's getting older. But he's coming in and done superb. Don't get twisted. I think he's been excellent. Again, just always on the bench, and with Zinchenko as well, fully fit enough to be on the bench. But no, let's play Kiwa there, and then of course, man sold Kieran Tierney. He sold Kieran Tierney, or loaned him to Real Sociedad. Why?
Is he gone?
He's gone to Sociedad, Kieran Tierney. So now our only left back is Zinchenko. So if he gets injured, we're going to have to play Kiwa left back again. He's clearly not a left back. He's a centre back. It's so baffling. And this manager's on a lot of pressure this season, yeah? Excellent.
So did Tierney go after Timber got injured?
Yeah.
Why?
Baffling, man, isn't it? It is baffling.
Travis is not in hiding. I'm so sorry, man.
Big up, man. Big up.
I turned up my laptop and it needed an update because I used my phone for my camera and it wouldn't pick my camera up. So then it needed updating and all that. So I'm so sorry. I apologize to everyone, but I'm here. I'm back. I'm ready for this game on Sunday. Let's get into it.
boy.
I'm ready. Let me fire.
People are saying a lot more than that in the comments, Travis. They were calling you a poo-poo bag. Malia, cheers for joining. I can't remember if I already said. Cheers. All true Gunners boys and girls are in the chat.
Are they?
I'm loving it.
True Gunner. Good to see you. You're right.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Look forward to this, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Now I'm getting mugged off by Malia. Enjoy Europa League, Scott. You'll probably win it. Hello. I'm trying to get down to Dan's comment. I haven't got my glasses on, Dan, so I'm not even sure what you're saying until I get down there.
I've missed so much.
We've got a tough group.
Gravenberch and all sorts.
Gravenberch, Man United's Champions League group. You've drawn another corker there. Nice and easy passage to the second round. What is it? Copenhagen, Galatasaray, and Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I wouldn't say nice and easy, but
is that a disclaimer?
No, we should go
Galatasaray and Copenhagen. Come on, you're going through.
I know
easy.
we should beat both of those teams home and away. To be fair, and that should be enough.
Dan says RC Lens are a sleeper. Watch out for Eli Wahi. He's just signed for them. Top young striker. Dan knows his stuff about European ballers. I know that. I'm so excited. I cannot hide it. I can make a song out of that, Jordan. Ryan Gravenberch. Yeah, we're going to get on that. No doubt. King Kai Havertz. Can't believe Chelsea let Nketiah go at 15. I didn't even know that.
Did they? I didn't know that either.
Eddie, we wouldn't have won a game. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why? What is he doing not playing Eddie Nketiah? Josh, like if Gabriel Jesus is out, surely he's straight in.
Yeah, again, more questions. You know, we're having more questions than answers as Arsenal fans right now with this manager. He's so baffling, man. Honestly, I just don't. He needs to go back to basics, especially against Man United. He has to go back to basics. What worked last season when we beat them 3-2 with Nketiah up front, with a simple back four, which got us into the title race, and a midfielder party and Declan Rice would be fine. But it's all about this Havertz guy, man. It's all about this 65.
Arteta's ears are burning, Trav. Josh is giving him an absolute panning.
He don't really look like he's fitting in at the moment, Havertz. I think.
What was your now famous tweet, Trav, about Havertz? Well, I can't remember what it was. Were they saying he'd be striking? You were saying no, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, when Havertz was bought, I didn't really know where Arsene Wenger was going to play Havertz. I wasn't sure where he was going to fit in the team because I knew.
Arteta.
Yeah. Say that again.
You said Arsene Wenger.
Oh, did I? Sorry. See, I'm all over the place, man.
You're all over the gaff.
Yeah, no, but I wasn't sure where Arteta was going to play him, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought when he was at Chelsea, I know he played through the middle a lot and he didn't score a lot of goals. And everyone was like saying, yeah, he's going to be this number 8 and playing with Havertz and you're going to get Declan Rice and stuff like that. And I just thought, who's going to be the defensive orientated midfielder in that? I know Havertz certainly can't do that role and it doesn't suit him at all. And I think he has struggled to this with the start of the season. And like you said, it's knocked a lot of Arsenal's flow from last year out of place. Everybody sort of looks a little bit disjointed. You've got Partey playing right back, inverting, and a lot of this looks like it's just to fit Havertz in, really. So I think he might play this Sunday, but then you've got an international break to really work on things, and Arteta will be thinking about what he's going to do. But I personally would go back to having Havertz as either a striker or just replacing Odegaard when he needs a rest. I just don't think this midfield role is going to suit him at all.
100%.
Dan says that he's got a chance of succeeding at Arsenal, more chance at Arsenal than he did at Chelsea due to style of play. But you can't be molding the team around him like we did. Just doesn't work. Really, he's a centre forward and should go back to Germany. Do you remember when Chelsea gave Man United silly money for Juan Saber-Veron, even though he flopped at Man United? This is a bit like that. He didn't pull up any trees at Chelsea. And now Arteta has been duped. Can we call it duped or fooled into giving big money? I think it was close to what Chelsea paid for him, wasn't it? So they didn't really make a loss on him.
No.
We literally gave them a refund, mate. Literally.
Granit Xhaka, like I watched a couple of highlights of Granit Xhaka in his games in Germany as well, and he's on flames. To be fair, I think he's got like a few assists, and I think he got a goal at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
And in the last 18 months at Arsenal, he was really impressive. He really turned his career around at Arsenal. I think you do miss him a little bit with that power in there and the ability to sort of get around the pitch, make tackles and break the lines with his passing. I think Arsenal are definitely missing that from like a controlling perspective in the midfield. I don't think you're controlling games as much with the current midfield setup. So I think it's something he's got to look at for Sunday. I think the only blessing in disguise is United's midfield's looking a little bit lopsided at the moment, so it might not mean as much. But I think long term, as you go into the Champions League against these organised teams, it's something that I feel he's definitely got to sort out.
So we've pretty much pulled apart Arteta's team selection the last game or two. Certainly the last game, he's got centre backs at left back, he's got midfielders up front, and he's got the best CDM in the league at right back. But what about Man United, Trav? What on earth is Ten Hag going to do next? He was lucky to beat Wolves, should have drew or even lost the amount of chances they had. They got slapped by Spurs and then needed Forest to go down to 10 men and come back from 2-0 down and have a dodgy penalty, Istanbul type vibes just to get past Forest at home at Old Trafford. All is not rosy at Old Trafford. What is going on?
Well, let me clear the penalty up first because you're bugging with that. It's a penalty. It was a definite penalty. Let's get that one out of the way. Let me get that one off my chest. It was a penalty. But yeah, we've got problems. We have got a few issues. Definitely. Obviously, yeah, I know, to say the least.
I've been reading your Twitter, mate. You got more than a few.
I know we have. Yeah, like obviously left back. We're dipping into the market. It looks like Reguilon's coming in from Spurs, which it's a strange one. Yeah, it's a strange on a season-long loan.
Well, that's an upgrade on Ryan Bertrand. Did you see that link?
Yeah,
he's not even got a club.
I know, mate. I saw that link, but yeah, so Reguilon's gonna come straight in, and I think he's gonna start at the weekend, which is mad. Obviously, sometimes that's the best way, in a way, to just throw a player in, no training, just go out there and see what he can do. I think, like you said, thrown in at the deep end. He's got a tough test coming up against Saka, by the way, first game. How's your hamstrings, mate? So yeah, we'll see how it goes with that. But yeah, again, the midfield's going to be the interesting one. I just don't know what we're going to do. Obviously, Mason Mount's not going to play. You'd think he's going to go with Eriksen as that player next to Casemiro. He's probably going to be the one name that sort of stands out, especially with like Kobe Mino out of the team. And we haven't really got that defensive-minded player, and that's why we're so desperate to get Amrabat over the line. Whether he's going to, if we do get him over the line, whether he's going to be registered in time to take his place, at least on the bench for Sunday. McTominay's just been linked with Fulham as well. So he might be going out the door. So it's what squad we're going to go in with on Sunday. Højlund, the club have not disclosed whether he's going to be involved or whether he's trained, so we don't know what he's going to be like. He's certainly not going to start the game, but to be perfectly honest, I can see us going with the same team that we went with against Forest, with probably Reguilon at left back. I can't see him changing it. With 3 games in, he's trying to build as regular side as he can, but we've got a few injuries as well, so I'm a little bit worried going into the game, to be honest. We look disjointed, like you said. The form's not the best. I know Arsenal's form's not the best, so I think whoever can get a win just before the international break, one's going to go into it with a huge boost and the other one's going to go into it really flat. So whoever loses, it's sort of not make or break, but it's going to be a very, very big boost to somebody's season if they can get victory.
Absolutely. Who's at centre back for Man United now, Trav? Because Varane started against Forest. Did he get injured against Forest, or did he miss that?
Yeah, it was first feared he'd be out for 6 weeks, but they're looking at around 4 weeks. So he's going to miss a few games with the Champions League coming in next month as well. So I think Lindelof's going to take his place. They've told Maguire he's not leaving now due to Varane's injury, so he looks like he's staying, which I'm gutted about. But yeah, I think Lindelof will come straight in next to Martinez. Martinez hasn't started the season very well. So we're just international break's coming at a good time for United. I'll be honest. Like, I think we need the break. It sounds mad,
The
but I
big
think
reset.
we do. We need to reset. We need to regroup, get some of these injuries like back. I don't know how close people are, but I know from the start of the season we had some at around a month and a half. So hopefully after the international break we get 1 or 2 back. But I think we've got about 5 or 6 at the moment. So it's not great. So we need to look at why those injuries have happened. Like, we've employed Arsenal's club doctor. I don't know if he's poisoned us or something like that. But it's just man dropping like flies, mate. It's some sabotage. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but
No, mate, there's something wrong with that guy, yeah, because it's the same at Arsenal, yeah. We bought Partey, has 0 injury record at Atletico Madrid, comes to Arsenal, gets injured straight away.
This is
Rice
it.
didn't get injured at West Ham, comes to Arsenal, gets injured with that same doctor. There's something cool about that guy.
You palmed him onto us. He's a witch doctor, mate. You're just finishing people. So that's it. So yeah, we've got a lot of injuries, man. So we need to look at that. Obviously, the pre-season wasn't great. We had a lot of fixtures. We probably didn't rotate the squad as well as we should have. And those artificial pitches as well. A lot of people have been having cruise ships. Obviously, Timber, Militao at Real Madrid, Courtois, they're all out for the season. So it's just, we need to look at why we're getting so many injuries as well. So that's a big factor for us this season.
Varane's just made a crisp like Ibrahim Konate, isn't he?
Yeah.
You just can't count on him for a 38-game season. It really is as simple as that. But what about Mason Mount? How long's he out for now?
I think he was meant to be out for between 4 to 6 weeks, and that was last week. So he was out from the Spurs game. So you'd still expect him to be another few weeks before he's back involved. Yeah, I mean, it's the worst time for him to get injured, to be fair to him. I mean, I was quite dubious about the signing, but when you want to get your career up and running and you get a setback straight away, I feel a little bit sorry for him. So we just need players back as soon as possible. We certainly need a striker. Like Martial played last week, but an injury is around the corner. It's inevitable. Give it a couple of weeks, he'll be out. So we need Højlund in the side and get him going.
I'm surprised he got through that game, to be honest, Trav. As soon as I'd seen him starting, I thought that's him out for 3 months.
Mate, it's never too late. We'll see in the press conference tomorrow. He might not be involved. You just never know with Martial, to be fair. You never know until the last minute. Yeah, exactly. So, and to be fair, I put money on it now. I bet he's injured. I bet he's not involved Sunday, Martial. I bet he's not. And we'll have to go Jadon Sancho or Rashford through the middle and Garnacho again. So, in fact, Garnacho might not actually be a bad shout if Partey's playing right back because he's direct. So it might be an area that United can target.
I don't want to take words out of your mouth, Josh, but I don't expect to see Thomas Partey at right back ever again.
Yeah,
not just because he's not a right back, but because he's so vital in the center of the park.
100%. But we just don't know what this manager has baffled all of us this season. And we're still trying to figure out why he's suddenly with a sudden change. Like, Partey is simply not a right back. It's very, very clear. But he even plays well in right back. That's how good he is, man. But we all know midfield. As I said to you before, we haven't seen Declan Rice and Partey play a single minute as a pivot together. It's baffling. He has to change it. You lot are gonna. I don't know if you're gonna play Rashford, because I think Ten Hag played on the down the middle, didn't he? A few games ago.
Yeah, it didn't work. Did it?
It didn't work for you guys. I think obviously on the win. So if you put him on the win, he's gonna rip Partey apart. I said Partey's the most important player for Arsenal, but Rashford will have a joy down that win. And yeah, so we're gonna have to go with Ben White back there. We just don't know this manager. He has to change it because
it's Gabriel, isn't it? Gabriel coming in as centre back. That's the big key here.
Yeah.
Gabriel, why is Gabriel back as centre back to basics?
Yeah, we all thought Gabriel was dropped because of the Saudi links, yeah. But then you got Arteta out in his press conference saying, "Are we staying now?" And he's wearing the captain's armband against Crystal Palace. It really doesn't make sense why he's playing all this weird 11, and it is weird. It's weird tactics. It's a weird system that doesn't work. 3 games we've seen it now. Every fan can say, "Go back to basics." That's what we're saying. Will Arteta do it? We have to find out, please, because if he doesn't, I'm so not confident for this game. And Man United fans should be, licking their lips if Partey plays Partey right back, if he plays Havertz in the number 8 role, You know, if he plays Kiwa left back instead of Zinchenko, just weird, bro. It really is.
We'll get to the predictions soon, but Josh, you've got nothing to worry about. You are going to absolutely slap Man United, and I'll let you know what score in a minute. Dan says, "Do you want Cucurella?" What happened there, Trav? There was some rumblings for about 24 hours. It was a straight swap, Cucurella for Harry Maguire.
Oh man, I would have loved that. But to be fair, Cucurella played last night, and that's what threw the deal out the water. I don't know what happened, why Chelsea selected him, but I genuinely don't know what happened with the deal. I think it was on. I think he wanted the move. Chelsea probably just didn't want to strengthen United, and do you know what I mean? I can understand it from that perspective. I know he's not playing at Chelsea, but we might not have wanted to pay the money. I think the rumored loan fee was £7 million, and we probably didn't want to spend that on a loan, which is also understandable. So the move probably just broke down, and as soon as they found out we weren't going to pay that money, they just probably thought, right, well, we'll throw him in yesterday's tie against Wimbledon. So that deal just was off. So we had to move very quickly for Reguilon, and he's not been fancied under Postecoglou or he'd be playing. So he was a half decent player. He was before he joined Spurs. So I don't know what's happened with him. New manager, new ideas. Sometimes you can find yourself in the cold. Like you said, it's a loan for us. Let's just see how he does. I can't see us making a permanent move out of it. We've already got Malacia, who's injured. But what it says to me is that the two left backs we've got are out for longer than we probably envisaged initially. So I can see them probably not both being back till around Christmas time, which is a huge blow for us, to be perfectly honest.
But then you had Dallo at left back last game, didn't you?
Yeah, I just don't think it's a long-term solution for us, like to go with Dallo at left back for such a long time. He actually did quite well at the weekend, Dallo, and he does invert quite well. That's the thing. Going back to Josh's point with the inverted fullbacks, that's why the Arsenal thing's so strange, because normally it's a fullback that inverts into midfield, not a midfielder that inverts into midfield and can't play at fullback. And that's why he's struggling so much. On the transition, he just can't get back. You can see the way he's running, like he's not got those sorts of sprints in his locker, those longer sprints. Like 10 yards, fine. But when you're having to sprint 20, 25, 30 yards from centre mid to right back and then face a winger, it's just so unnatural for him to do. Like it's just not working. I don't think Arteta will experiment at the weekend. I think he'll go straight back to Ben White, party in midfield. I think Havertz will come out the team. Jesus will probably start, and he'll just go full flames, and he'll just start really fast. Like I said, it's going to be a fast start from Arsenal. We've got to get through the first 15, 20 minutes if we want to stand any chance of winning the game. I know Arsenal haven't been great, but I said this last year before we played at the Emirates, and we scored after 15 minutes, and then we just fell apart. Like I know the game was 3-2, but we just like gave Arsenal chances, and the equaliser, I can remember it now, clear as day. We just gave the ball away. Such a poor equaliser, and from that point, Arsenal went on and were the better team, and they should have smashed us. Really, 3-2 flattered us. It should have been about 4 or 5, to be fair. So we've got to get through the first 20 minutes on Sunday.
I remember it. Really good game. Josh, is Jesus fit? Is that him back?
Yeah, he's fully back now. He came off the bench against Fulham for the last injury time. He came off the bench to try and get us the winner. But yeah, he's fully back. I don't know, because obviously Nketiah scored against Fulham off the bench. So does he go over Nketiah? I mean, personally, I would, I personally would go over Nketiah. Obviously, last season he backed 2 against you. Obviously got the winning for us last season. So yeah, and since he came in Nketiah, he looks a totally different player, man. Like he actually looks ready.
Just got in the England squad as well, hasn't he, Josh?
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought he was unlucky not to start against Fulham, actually. I don't know why he didn't start him.
It's another one which is a baffling decision. Like he was excellent against Crystal Palace, scored against Nottingham Forest, then had to come off the bench and made an impact against Fulham. So for me, I would actually start him. I would start Eddie Nketiah against you guys. But yeah, Jesus is fully fit. Really happy with him. He's a player who's really injury prone though. It's the same knee which did in the World Cup, which kept him out for 3 months. So it's one of those ones where it's going to keep on happening, I think. And we can't really rely on him for a full season. So yeah.
Would you like Arsenal
Not
to get
rushing.
an out-and-out number 9, Josh? Like
100%, man.
goal
I still think, and I've been screaming out for Ivan Toney, man. Ivan Toney, he's free in January, right? He's available in January. I reckon they want about, I heard 80 mil. I'll go and do it. Ivan Toney for me has always been a first choice, because, man, for me, and people may disagree, but he's the second best striker. If you look on paper, now Kane's left, second best striker in the Premier League, right? Haaland's top, he's second in my opinion, right?
After Darwin Núñez.
He's, Núñez is actually, Klopp needs to start Núñez, yeah, he's quality, but no. Totally clear, yeah. But no, with Ivan Toney, he'll give us something different, yeah. He's a target man, number one. We love to whip crosses into the box. We've got some great crosses at the ball. Trossard, Tierney, he's gone now, but he was superb. You got Odegaard, Saka. We barely score any headers, but with Toney, he'll go on the end of plenty of those. He scored, I think, 20 goals playing for Brentford. Not respect to Brentford, yeah, but look at their squad compared to our squad. He will thrive off of our team. We'll thrive off of players like Odegaard and Saka. And I think he's quality. I mean, he's hold up play. Yeah, he didn't get bullied. If anything, he bullies defenders, mate. Yeah, he's hold up play is quality. He's always been my first target. I think in January, after he's banned, he's back. Go and pay the money, Arsenal, and let's get in him, because I think he's world class in my opinion.
Malia says, "Are you scared for Sunday, Travis?"
I'll be honest, Malia. I am a little bit scared. A little bit, not loads, but I'm a little bit scared. Yeah,
because it's at the Emirates. Do you think, or just Man
United?
Yeah,
just the mood. Like the fan base is bubbling on Twitter as well. Absolutely bubbling. So if we don't get a result, I'm not saying we have to win, but if we're on the end of a hiding, then you're gonna see 2 weeks of absolute rot in the United fan base. It's gonna be disgusting, especially if we don't get Amrabat over the line as well. I can see that on Twitter already at the surface. And if that deal doesn't get over the line and then we get smashed by Arsenal, it's gonna be a peak 2 weeks on Twitter. It's gonna just be nasty, mate. I might have to take 2 weeks off Twitter, I swear, if that happens, because it's gonna be disgusting. It really is.
Dan says, so he says, we tried to cup tie him, Trav. That was Cucurella. Cup tied him so he can't play in the League Cup. That's because Man United go for the Milk Cup these days. You won the Milk Cup last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we won it.
You beat Newcastle.
That's our Champions League now, mate. I'm telling you.
He says Toney will hit wherever he goes, but 80 million is peak.
How long has he got left on his deal? I thought his deal was running out.
And how old is he?
Left? He's only 27.
If he's anywhere near 28, my feelings on 30-year-olds. Yeah. To me, you'll miss his chance. 27, yeah, that's borderline. Vlahovic would do well at Arsenal. Has he just left? Where was he? Juventus?
Yeah,
he's still there, isn't he?
Still there, yeah.
He's still there. Yeah. I just seen Lukaku just signed for Roma, Dan. Let us know what you think of that. Is that like a permanent? I heard them say he took a wage cut.
No, he's on loan again. Who, Lukaku?
Yeah, they said something like he's agreed to take a wage.
I think it's a loan again.
For the remaining 3 years of his deal, and I thought, it's a 3-year loan. Like what? I didn't understand.
I don't think it's 3 years.
Pretty sure his deal finishes next season. Is that Ivan Toney? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. So we'll be free to talk to clubs in January. To be fair, I'm not saying he'll find it difficult to leave Brentford, because there's going to be a lot of Premier League clubs that will want him, especially if he's on a free. But he might feel a little bit that he owes Brentford. I mean, we've not heard much from Thomas Frank about the situation and stuff, and how much his desire is there to keep Toney. But if there's bids of 80 million coming in, they'll definitely cash in 100%. If he's only got 6 months left on his deal, definitely, and they're going to get offered 80 million, I think they'll sell him without a doubt. And he's already done an interview saying he likes Arsenal, and he used to be he was a Liverpool fan as a kid as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think Liverpool. Well, it depends. If Salah goes, then you might feel that you'll need a striker. But if not, then I think it's tailor-made for Arsenal, to be perfectly honest with you. And it just depends if the money's there now for Arsenal. Have they got the money to spend 80 million?
He's contracted till the 24-25 season, so 2 years left on his deal.
Right.
And he's 27 years old. So, yeah, I mean, in my mind, it's now or never for Ivan Toney. But, yeah, listen, back to Super Sunday, Arsenal versus Man United. Travis, Mason Mount is shit and he's injured.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen is not the answer. where's my boy Scott McTominay in all this? Surely he should be dropping in with Casemiro, but there's more talk of him leaving the club than getting a start for them. And where's Amrabat? Is that happening? Is it not happening?
Yeah, I think Amrabat's going to happen on tomorrow's deadline day. They're saying at first we tried to get him on a loan deal. This is what I've heard. Then they said, no, we're only entertaining a permanent deal. Now they're open to a loan deal with with a guaranteed obligation to buy for the next season. So it looks like that's the way Man United are trying to move forward. Apparently,
FFP loopholes. Then,
yeah, basically, I think negotiations are taking place. It looks like that deal is going to get over the line. Amrabat's wanted to come to United pretty much all summer, and he's had apparently he's had a lot of offers. I don't know how true that is. It could be just agent talk, but yeah, it looks like he will get the move. If McTominay goes the other way, I do think we need him because we've got nobody else who can sort of do that role next to Casemiro, the dirty work. Like nobody's doing that in our squad apart from Kobe Mino, maybe who's injured, but we've got nobody else who can do it. Fred's left, McTominay's going to leave, so that is perfect for Amrabat to come in and do that job. And I think personally, he's obviously bought Mount to play midfield next to Casemiro, but I think it won't be long before you see Amrabat partnering Casemiro, and then we'll have to sort of find a space for Mount. And I don't know where that space is because we've got Bruno in there. So is he going to play one of the wider positions? I'm not too sure. But yeah, plenty to ponder with Amrabat's arrival.
Mason Mount's your Kai Havertz, isn't he?
He is. He is.
Really?
He really is.
Square peg, round hole and all that.
I wonder if he can play centre half.
Or left back.
Yeah, something like that. Oh,
he'd be better than Ryan Bertrand at left back. I know
push
that.
Maguire even further down the pecking order. 10th choice centre half behind Mason Mount, mate. That's where it's going, man. But I don't know. Yeah.
Josh, I want to ask you about the goalkeeper situation. Raya was an odd signing, quality keeper, but
yeah,
I mean, it was 22 years to the day, I think I seen on Twitter today, that Liverpool signed Jerzy Dudek and Chris Kirkland on the same day. 2 goalkeepers. Do you remember that, Trav? And Josh, you weren't even born then.
No, I do remember that. I do remember that.
We signed 2 big keepers, Josh, on the same day, Jerzy Dudek and Chris Kirkland, and it made no sense. And as the next 5 years panned out, it made absolutely less sense. It was a horrendous move. But yeah, listen, Raya, top quality goalkeeper from Brentford. Ramsdale started throwing the ball in the net, if you could call it that, against Fulham. And I'm not sure what was going on with his position. And for, was it Palhinha that scored it? Yeah. So what's your feelings on the goalkeeper situation? Is Raya breathing down his net and going to get a shot soon?
Yeah, it's as you said, man, it's not a weird one. Completely out of the blue. Nobody expected. I mean, if you would have asked any Arsenal fan the position we need, no Arsenal fan would say we need another goalkeeper. Because to be fair to Ramsdale, was excellent last season. Saved us multiple times last season, I'll be honest. But as you said, yeah, he's been very, very shaky start of the season. He looks nervous because I think he knows, he's got a bit of competition now. Our backup goalkeeper was Matt Turner. And he's actually all right, to be fair. He had an excellent World Cup with USA. And he was playing really well when we played in Europa League last season. So we binned him off and got in David Wright. And it reminds me of when we had Bernardo and we put in Ramsdale. Now, everyone was like, Ramsdale, he's coming in as a number 2. I think he was relegated every club he's been at before Arsenal signed him. But we signed him as everyone's like, he's number 2, because Leonard was on number 1. And then look what happened. Leonard played the first 3 games against Brentford. We lost. Chelsea we lost. And Man City we got battered 5-0. Out the score completely. Sold. And then Ramsdale came in and the rest is history. So could it be a similar thing with David Raya? Could we see Raya come in? As you said, I think he's quality goalkeeper. I really do. I think I was comparing them obviously when we signed him and he edges. I know football's not based off stats and, we all have eyes and we all, see football in different ways. But with Raya, he's in terms of his distribution, I think he's better playing out from the back than Ramsdale is. When Ramsdale plays out from the back, he looks always nervous, looks really shaky. So with Raya, he's got a good bit of distribution about him. And he's better in terms of shot stopping as well. So I reckon we've really never had 2 goalkeepers who we can rotate, like who can rely on. And now we've got Champions League as well. We can rely on Raya in the Champions League, I think, and we also rely on Ramsdale. So I think it's good to have that competition. But it'd be very interesting to see because we might only see Raya until, because you know how we got Brentford in the Carabao Cup third round, right? He's cup tied because he's obviously a loan deal. So if Arteta continues with Ramsdale for the big games like Champions League as well, we might not see Raya until a few months now to really suggest how good he is. But yeah, it's a loan deal as well, which we all thought is a permanent. We all thought 35 mil, but it's a £3 million loan deal. So I think it's a good.
That's
a good
another FFP loophole, though, isn't it?
100%, 100%.
It's to delay the payment till 12 months' time to stay within.
I think with it being a loan deal, my personal view is with it being a loan deal, that sort of takes the pressure off Arteta to play him this year. Like he's just on loan. It doesn't matter. I think he'll go with Ramsdale next year, this year. But without a shadow of a doubt, Raya is coming in next year. Like he's just clear of Ramsdale in every way, shape, or form. I think you'll just see Ramsdale like get benched or whatever, and he'll probably get the ump and leave in a couple of years because there's just no other reason to do the deal. Like you just don't have two keepers of that level, like rotating in games. It's like it's not an outfield position. You just don't do it with keepers. I just think Raya is going to be in from next season permanently, mate. Could be earlier. It depends how many more mistakes Ramsdale makes because he can't keep costing you points. I mean, like you said, I know you come back on Saturday, but the first goal was pretty much like you said. His positioning was a little bit poor. I like Ramsdale. I think he's a good keeper, but if you can get an upgrade like Raya and he's going to take you to the next level,
100%,
you've got to do it. You've got to do it, and he's no different to any other position. If you can get a better player, then and you can trigger the deal, then you do the deal.
Dan says, "Leave Champions League winner Ryan Bertrand alone." Sorry, Dan. Jimmy Traore has got a Champions League winners medal as well. Our left back in 2005. But yeah, Trav, you had a lot to say about obviously two quality goalkeepers with your cousin Skip. I asked him to come on tonight, but he couldn't make it. It was the kid's bedtime. He said he's going to make the next one soon.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the thing is, Josh, when you got two quality keepers, the keeper is a position where it's almost like Arteta is waiting for Ramsdale to drop one in the net and then say, right, Raya's in. So there's so much pressure on that position when you know you got a second quality keeper breathing down your neck. That's probably why he's falling apart and he's crumbling.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this actually happened with Leno, as I said, man. Leno made conceded 5 against Man City and made a few mistakes against Man City. You're sold now, and then Ramsdale comes in and he's been our starter ever since. So it wouldn't surprise me personally. I would go with Raya. I would actually drop Ramsdale and I would go with Raya for this game. As Trav said, I think he's quality, mate. Raya is actually quality, and I would really like to see him play against you guys. I really would, and to drop Ramsdale, and that in a player point of view for Ramsdale, he's going to be fuming. But when you got two quality goalkeepers, it happens. So I really want to see Raya actually start against Man United. Go
on then, do your team. The team for Man United, obviously Raya in goals then, and then I think we know the back four. Zinchenko's fit, Ben White back to right back. Gabriel is getting over his Saudi dream to take a position centre back. Did you say you had the armband, Josh?
Yeah, he came off the bench against Palace, had the armband on, and Arteta come out of his press conference saying, "Oh yeah, he's staying." So once again, why is he not playing him? It's baffling. It really is. Because even if he wants false Havertz in, that's cool. Playing number 8, but you could still put Ben White right back last season, right? You could still put obviously Gabriel Saliba and then play Partey next to Havertz. But then where's Declan Rice going to fit? It's like it's all to false Havertz in, man. It's all to. And as fans, we're saying don't play number 8 because the Community Shield game, he plays false 9, excellent false 9 against Man City. Try him there. I think for Leverkusen, he plays as a right winner. He ain't going to get on attacker, but he played as a right winner stroke attacking midfielder where Odegaard plays. It's just one of those ones where he's just forcing Havertz in. But yeah, 100%. Zinchenko left back, he has to start. Obviously, Gabriel Saliba, Ben White back to right back. Partey and Declan Rice in the midfield. Hopefully, for the first time ever, we get to see these two play together. Obviously, Odegaard in front of them. That midfield is class, by the way, man. That midfield for me is one of the best in the Premier League, in my opinion. It is quality.
I was hoping you sold Partey, Josh.
Yeah,
I was hoping. I was like, go on, make that mistake, sell him.
Yeah, but no,
nothing happened.
Nah, yeah, he stayed. So really happy about that. Obviously, Saka will be on the right hand side up against Reguilon. Yeah, is he going to be making his
Yeah, he's going to
debut
be
against
starting.
Saka?
I mean, it could be Dallo with Regulon on the bench. I don't know, but I can see Regulon coming straight in. We're going to
Former
need some.
Tottenham player as well, isn't he?
Huh?
Former Tottenham player as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's
Reguilon.
it.
So,
Where's he
That's
been?
it.
Was he
Saka's gonna have a field.
Villarreal on loan last year or something?
I think
Where's
he's
he
at
been?
Sevilla,
Reguilon?
Yeah,
Sevilla, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, then left hand side will be I'll go
Martinelli.
Martinelli, and then I'll go Eddie up front, man. I'll go Eddie up front. I think scored bad 2 against you last season on some good form. So got called up for England, as we know. So yeah, I'll go NK up front.
Not rushing Gabriel Jesus back. Let him take his
Nah.
time, gap his fitness.
Yeah.
That team on paper is flamey, Travis.
Mm.
What are Man United going to combat it with? Some Reguilon who hasn't even signed yet. An Amrabat that hasn't even signed yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we're down to the bare bones, but in terms of quality, we're down to the bare bones, not numbers. So I can see us going an Arna in goal, Martinez, Lindelof. They pick themselves because Maguire can't play football. Wan-Bissaka right back. And then I think he's just going to go Reguilon. If he's signed in time, I think he'll play him. Casemiro, Ericsson, and Bruno as a 3-man midfield. Again, like I said, I worry about that physically, like the legs staying with Rice, running with Partey and stuff like that, and the power that Arsenal's midfield has in comparison to our 3. It's just so inferior. So we've got to be really disciplined. Like we've seen Ten Hag play Bruno on the right in these games and play an extra midfielder, but we just haven't got the midfielders at the moment. Like he could if we had Mount, you could probably say make a case for Mount playing on the right and Bruno with Ericsson in there and making sort of like a tight 4 out of possession, but we just haven't got the players to do it. I mean, Anthony will play just because his work rate's good on the wing, and that's where I think the game can be won and lost for us. If we can somehow on the transition find the space down the sides, because Zinchenko is going to invert, that's going to leave space down the left-hand side. Partey might play right back and he might leave spaces down the right-hand side. So we're going to just need a lot of pace in wide areas to exploit. So I can see Anthony and Rashford playing in wide areas, and then Martial up front if he's fit, and if not, it'll be Sancho false 9. So yeah, not many options for United. I am scared. Like I said, I think we've got to just not be damage limitation and submit, but we've got to offer some sort of threat on the break. So yeah, I think we'll get on to score predictions in a minute, but that's the team I think we'll go with.
Dan says there's a Nana not got a boxing match this weekend. WWE clothesline from hell. He's definitely got the build for it, Dan. I tell you that. I keep saying to Travis that did anyone know that Anana got banned for taking fat burner pills about 3 years ago? He got a 6-month ban. I didn't know that till I googled it. You can tell his build. He's really
big lad, isn't he?
He's a big lad. He's gonna have to watch. He's not eating too much pasta dishes out in Manchester City. Dan, anyone that's been following us this long, make sure you subscribe to Dan from Two Blues. His and Charms podcasts are absolute quality. Dan, you're still with us, I can see. Let us know your score prediction as well, and I'll put it in the bio with Travis and Josh's as well. I'm going to kick it off because I'm impartial. Arsenal are going to slap Man United 3-0. Mainly because it's at the Emirates. Mainly because Man United are absolute dog food away from home. Mainly because it's 72 hours till the game and not even Travis knows if 2 of the lineup will even be signed, never mind signing Reguilon and Amrabat. No one knows what's going on. Arteta has got this abundance of riches. He's got a selection dilemma on his hands that he will probably get right, Josh. Let's be honest. He played enough footy last season to nearly win the league that at home to Manchester United, especially after the last game dropping points to Fulham, he's going to go with the tried and tested, trusted 11 to get the job done on this. That 11 he's going to pick are just going to be so in sync with each other that I can honestly see them giving Man United a real slapping, and I can't even see Man United scoring. So Scott is predicting Arsenal 3, Manchester United 0. Josh, you're the guest on our channel, so you go up next. Prediction.
I'm actually really confident. As you said, Emirates records. Fantastic. I can't remember the last time they beat us. I think 2019, the last time they beat us the Emirates. But I'm very confident. I think we'll get the job done. I think we'll get 3 points. I think it'll be a tough game, to be fair. I was going to ask, your striker, is he that Hoyland guy? Is he still injured?
He might be on the bench. Might be. We'll find out more tomorrow.
He's going to be like Andy Carroll, isn't he? We signed Andy Carroll the 1st of February, Josh, and we didn't see him till April. I've got a feeling we're not going to see this Hoyland until about October, November.
Yeah, but you know what it is with when Man United players make their debut. You saw it with Rashford a few years ago. Man bagged like 2 against us.
Yeah, he did.
So let's hope he doesn't start, because not an Arsenal will score against us. But yeah, I think we'll win, man. I think it'll be a tough game as always. It's like Man United, always. But before the fixtures come out, always look forward to this game. That's the first game I really look on the fixture list, because it's a fantastic fixture. So for me, I'm going to stick with Arsenal. 3-1 win for the Gunners.
Confident. Travis?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I think Arsenal will dominate large periods of the game. And like I said, 2-1 will probably flatter us, and they probably should beat us by more. The reason I say that is because I think Arsenal will naturally dominate the game. I think our game plan will be to let Arsenal dominate possession up until a certain point. I don't think I can see us pressing high in the game. I think we'll drop off. I think we'll try and be nice and compact. Well, that's what we should be doing anyway. This is what I'd be doing if I was in Ten Hag's position. You don't know what Ten Hag's going to try.
Travis Ten Hag.
It could be anything, mate. It could be anything. But yeah, I want us to be nice and tight and compact and be hard to beat in that first 15 minutes, and just let Arsenal have the ball from side to side and just leave the space in the wide areas. Nothing through the middle, no nice little interlink passing and stuff like that. I just want us to be able to play on the counter attack and sit in and be happy with a point. That's how I want us to play, and be really resolute. But I just think Arsenal will break us down, get the first goal and maybe the second, and then we'll probably get a consolation at some point. But Arsenal, the one criticism I've got of Arsenal is, as dominant as they are, they don't kill teams off. When they should be 3-4 up in games, they don't, and they drop silly points. Like Forest game, they could have arguably, out of nowhere, that could have finished 2-2. The last game did finish 2-2. Palace was 1-0, which I thought was a very good 3 points, because it's a tough place to go. But in all their 3 fixtures this year, they should have probably won all of them more convincing. Like before the penalty in the Palace game, and Nketiah had a sitter, tried to chip the keeper, goes over the bar. You had a couple of chances where I thought, how many chances do Arsenal need to bury teams? And they just can't kill teams off. So if we're in the game still, and the game's still alive, and they've not killed us off, we'll always have an outside chance of getting something. But I do think Arsenal will dominate the game and win 2-1. That's my thoughts.
Fair play.
Dan is still with us. He says 4-1 Arsenal. He also says, Trav, you can't be playing for a draw.
I'm playing for a draw, mate. I'll take it all day. Give me the point, mate. I'll take the point.
In game week 4, wouldn't you?
If you said give me a point right now, I'd say give me the point all day long. At the Emirates, I take it. We've already been beaten by Spurs. Our record against the top 8 last season, we didn't get a point away from home against any of the top 8. You give me a point now, we're already up on last season, mate. I'll take that point at the Emirates all day long, mate. Simple.
Jordan Petrels joined us. Big up to you too, Jordan. Cheers for tuning in, pal. Really appreciate it. Moving like Burnley. The thing is, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Trav, but before we end, you're a little bit hesitant on your backing of Ten Hag now. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say. Yeah,
not that
I don't think he deserves time. No, I've been begging for us previously to give managers time. I think he deserves time after last season and what he did. What I'm not liking at the moment, and it's predominantly with the fan base, is that these performances are being held accountable to the board. He just needs to sort his tactics out and the way we're playing, and I think we'll progress as a team. It might not be enough to win the league in a year or so, or a couple of years. I'm not saying that, but I don't like how he's not getting any blame for these performances. We've had plenty of money spent. Yes, the money might not be spent in the right way all the time. We're not all the time be identifying the right targets, but every club's in the same boat. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea are trying to get rid of players. We're trying to get rid of players. Arsenal are trying to get rid of players. Liverpool want players in. There's only Man City who are close to perfect in terms of their recruitment model. But apart from that, everyone's in the same boat. So for me, we've just got to crack on. We sacked Ollie. We said we was getting a better manager. He was going to get the best out of some of these players. So I want to see it. And that's what you get paid millions every year for.
So you want Ten Hag out. Just don't be afraid to say it. I'll make a short out of it.
Just cut the stream off, mate. I've had enough here.
Josh, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I really appreciate you promoting our channel on your community post today, coming on, giving us an hour of your time. Me and Trav always appreciate it. Love it when Arsenal play Liverpool and Arsenal play Man United. We'll always have you on 4 times a season, you know that, and I'll always come on your channel as well. So listen, if anyone's made it this far, don't forget to obviously smash that like. It really helps us. Thanks for everyone in the comments. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Josh, Travis, it's been a pleasure. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Header. But Gerrard! Oh, you beauty! What